Hey, it's Rick from Metagamers, and I've got the brand new CandyShell Grip. This is for the iPhone 4 and the 4S. It is available now. How does it stand up to one of my personal favorites, the Spec CandyShell? Well, I'm going to show you, so let's have a look. This is the Spec CandyShell Grip, and it is available now for the iPhone 4 and the 4S. This case is also available for the iPod Touch, and for the iPhone 4 and 4S, it's going to come in the color combination that you see here of white with black. It's also in a red and black combo, yellow and black, and then finally black on black. This case is designed, or targeted, I should say, towards gamers. At least that's what the packaging says. So 2 layers and 1 extra grippy for gaming. But with that being said, I'd say that don't limit yourself here because this is a great case all the way around. And I'll kind of give it away right at the beginning of this video. This is now my favorite case for the iPhone 4 and 4S, and I'll explain why right now. So the packaging that it's going to come in looks just like this. By the way, pricing on this is going to be about $34, I think $34.95 or thereabouts on the Spec website. First things first, let me compare this to the Spec CandyShell. So here's a CandyShell. And here's another one. Let me go ahead and get that out of frame. I've got the CandyShell Satin here, the CandyShell right here, and then the CandyShell Grip right here. First thing you're going to notice is that it retains the kind of glossy look right here, but it adds these grippy kind of rubbery textures here that allow you to grip the case a little bit better. The next thing I'll mention, because this is a big deal here, it is thinner. Now, you're still going to need to use a dock protector with this case, or I should say a dock extender to get it to seat properly in some of the docks. You may not be able to see a whole lot there, but it really feels different in the hand than the Spec CandyShell. Feels a lot thinner and closer to the original form factor of the iPhone 4, and you can kind of see that right there. So that's kind of how it lines up against the other Spec CandyShells. The inside looks just like that, so you've kind of got this rubberized material here. And again, there's your grippy area. Let me go ahead and seat this in the case. The other thing I'm going to tell you about this, it is a lot easier to put in the case and take out as well because of these materials. So just one end goes in, and then you basically snap it all around into place just like that. These buttons, very responsive, very easy to press. And let me go ahead and go off frame here. And you can see as well, pressing the volume buttons, same sort of thing, very easy to press. If you take a look at this up close, let's go ahead and have a look at the dock area. Everything is wide enough that it's not obstructing sound or your mic or anything like that. I will mention again, this is going to need a dock extender for some of your docks. This whole end is enclosed. Again, the rubberized grippy area here. Enclosed up on top as well as the headphone jack cut out. If you've got an oversized headphone jack, it may not work, but I haven't had any difficulty with that yet. Here's along the side a wide opening that is a little recessed. It's a little bit deeper, at least it seems a bit deeper than the standard CandyShell, but it's not too big of a problem to reach in and do a flip of the switch there. On the back side, there's your camera opening, nice and wide. There is no problem with overexposed pictures due to that LED flash. And again, here's what it looks like up close. Now, because this case has a little bit of flex to it in these areas here, it's a lot easier to remove. So a removal on this case is pretty simple. You just work one edge, you can work another edge just like that, and it will come right off. So a lot easier than the standard CandyShell. One of the other areas of concern for some people on the prior models of the CandyShell was this area above the dock. It tended to droop a little for some people, or it snapped right in half here. First off, I would say that because this material is different, I don't foresee any issues with that snapping. However, if that changes over time, I will let you all know. On this video, I'll post a comment or update the video. Also, because this material is different, it doesn't have a whole lot of droop effect there, so you can see that. So that is the Spec CandyShell Grip. I will show you one other thing. It has a nice lay on the table design that you can see right here. So when you put this face down, it is not going to go anywhere. It has a bit of grippiness, but at the same time, your screen is not going to touch the table surface or whatever it's on. It also has on this grip model, you may not be able to catch it on the video, but see that little kind of a bump there? There's 4 of those. One there, right there, and right there. It's supposed to help with holding or positioning when you're playing games. You know, it does. It helps a little bit, but it's really not a big deal there. This will slide in and out of the pocket relatively easy. Don't let these kind of grippy areas fool you. I haven't had difficulty with it snagging. But I will call out that because it is glossy on the back, if you get some of the darker colors, it is going to show some of the scratching. So the white will show the least scratching. This area here, it will also capture potentially lint and debris, so you want to clean that out from time to time. On the front side, one of the problems that the other spec candy shells had was flaking all around this area here. Let me go ahead and pull into frame one of my other candy shells, and you can see what I mean. See the flaking in the corner there, right up there atop? This looks like a different material to me, completely different material. I'm going to go out and say that I don't think flaking will be a problem with this case. However, as I use it more and more, if I start to see that, I will report back here on this thread. So in the end, I am going to give the CandyShell Grip a 5 out of 5, which makes it my first 5 out of 5 that I've given any iPhone 4 or 4S case. There is a lot to like about this case. It's got beautiful color combinations. It adds a wonderful level of grip. If you're a gamer, that's a plus. If you're not, that's a plus. It adds a great lay on the table design. There is no flaking exhibited here. It is a very responsive case as far as button presses go. Very easy to insert the phone into this case as well as to remove it, and it provides a great level of protection. On the negative side, it's really hard to find any negatives with this case. The only 2 that I can really come up with is the scratching that may be apparent on some of the darker colors here. And then for some of you, you may need a dock extender. But with that being said, you're really grasping for straws, looking for something negative on this case. So I stand by my word on this one. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. The CandyShell Grip should be at the top of your list if you're looking for a great case for your iPhone 4 or 4S. That's going to do it for this time. If you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, as always, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, take care, everybody, and have fun.